A millionaire walks into a villa for a business deal. He never walks out. Hours later, a speedboat is fueled up and a commercial-grade freezer stands by waiting. This is how a high-stakes meeting turned into a gruesome execution.
Missing German businessman Hans-Peter Mack, 62, who had been missing since July the 4th here in Pattaya.
A millionaire's paradise, now the center of a shocking crime. At 62, German real estate mogul Hans-Peter Mack had built an empire in Pattaya, Thailand, living the dream retirement lifestyle. But in July 2023, that illusion shattered. What started as a simple business deal ended up in a shocking disappearance, leaving police with only a few chilling clues. Hans-Peter Mack's abandoned Mercedes-Benz, suspicious bank transactions, and a purchase receipt for a commercial-grade freezer, concealing a horrific secret. As investigators unraveled the case, they exposed a hidden world of crime lurking beneath the surface of Thailand's party capital. Pattaya, Thailand's neon-soaked playground, where millions of visitors come for sun, nightlife, and escape. But beneath the flashing lights and packed bars lies another world. A world where fugitives disappear, fortunes are lost, and justice is just another commodity for sale. Why Pattaya? And why do so many criminals choose this destination as their final hideout? The city wasn't always the international hotspot it is today. During the Vietnam War, it was nothing more than an R&R spot for American troops. Today, Pattaya's wild nightlife and sprawling expat community now provide the perfect cover for those looking to disappear. Law enforcement is overwhelmed, corruption runs deep, and Thailand's lax immigration laws create legal blind spots. It's an ideal setup, one that has drawn criminal networks from Europe, Russia, and beyond, turning Pattaya into their criminal operational hub. With few extradition agreements in place, fugitives know that in Thailand, escaping justice isn't just possible, it's profitable. However, recent crackdowns and growing international cooperation have led to some high-profile arrests and targeted operations aimed at dismantling these networks, challenging Pattaya's image as a criminal refuge. For example, Victor Bout, the infamous Russian arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death, was arrested in Pattaya, Thailand on March 6, 2008. What started as a few outlaw bikers blending into Pattaya's nightlife was only the beginning, the start of many more to come. On the surface, they're just motorcycle enthusiasts cruising Thailand's scenic routes. But beneath the leather vests and chrome engines, they conceal a far darker reality, one that mirrors their notorious chapters worldwide. Those gangs chose Pattaya strategically. While tourists see them as harmless riders, their operations run deep beneath the surface. From drug trafficking and protection rackets to human trafficking and money laundering, their criminal operations run deep and widespread. The gangs have mastered a delicate balance, targeting foreign businesses while avoiding conflicts with Thai locals to minimize police attention. It's a calculated approach that's allowed them to build their empire in plain sight. Two dominant forces rule Pattaya's biker underworld, the Hells Angels and the Outlaws Motorcycle Club. Hans-Peter Mack would eventually cross paths with a select few members of the latter, leading to deadly consequences. Hans had crafted the perfect retirement, a thriving real estate empire in Pattaya, and a peaceful life with his wife, Perea Boonmark. On July 4th, 2023, Hans believed he was closing one final deal, the one deal that would secure his family's future. Instead, it sealed his fate. That morning, Matt drove his Mercedes-Benz E350 to meet two new potential business associates, Olaf Thorsten Brinkmann, a prominent member of the Outlaws motorcycle club, and Petra Crystal Grungreif, to close the real estate deal of a lifetime, a villa on the island of Koh Samui and a boxing stadium in Chonburi worth hundreds of millions of baht. Surveillance footage confirmed that Mac met Petra at a cafe before being taken to a villa in Soichaya Pruk Nung, Bang Lamung district, where Olaf and another accomplice were waiting for them. Minutes into that second meeting, Perea received two unexpected messages from her husband, words that felt off, unsettling. Something wasn't right, and her instincts immediately went on high alert. After waiting 24 hours with no sign of her husband, Perea reported him missing on July 5th. When police discovered his abandoned Mercedes-Benz in a condominium parking lot, the lingering scent of cleaning solvent hinted at a chilling cover-up. The family issued a missing person announcement with an unprecedented reward, 3 million baht, or $86,000. What started as a routine disappearance took a chilling turn, unraveling a carefully orchestrated execution. The investigation would reveal that the third player was Shahrukh Karimuddin, another known associate of the Outlaws MC. He later testified that Brinkmann and Grungreif had asked him to prepare the villa for a VIP guest. His instructions were simple: open the villa, then wait outside. What happened next was pieced together through further police investigations and witness statements. Once inside, Mac was immobilized, either drugged or knocked unconscious. When he regained consciousness, he found himself restrained. In the hours that followed, something happened in that villa that gave investigators a clearer picture of the gruesome events. When asked about his role, Udin told investigators that Brinkmann had pressed a gun to his head, demanding his silence and cooperation. The exact circumstances of Mac's murder remain unclear. However, police reports confirm that after his death, the killers used a chainsaw to dismember his body, placing the remains inside a freezer within the villa. As police dug deeper, the motive behind the murder became clear. A series of suspicious bank transfers pointed to one undeniable truth: it was all about money. The bank records proved that approximately 3.35 million baht, equivalent to $97,000, had been transferred out of Hans Peter Mac's bank account. Deputy National Police Chief Suraj Chat Hakpan exposed their attempt to hide the evidence, splitting the funds across 10 different accounts to blur the financial trail. The timing of these transfers, combined with their irregular patterns, led investigators to conclude that Mac had been forced to make these transactions before his unfortunate death. The bank transactions painted a clear financial trail, each transfer and account unraveling a hidden web of deception, leading investigators straight to the network behind Mac's murder. For the Outlaws MC, their plan was sloppy. A string of careless mistakes met with relentless police work closed in on them fast. From the moment they abandoned Mac's Mercedes-Benz E350 in Nong Pru on July 5th, the killers left a trail of evidence. The poorly cleaned car was just the first of many missteps. CCTV footage showed Mac's Mercedes-Benz following a black SUV, giving investigators their first solid lead. The real breakthrough came on July 10th. While reviewing surveillance footage, police spotted the black pickup truck transporting a suspicious freezer. The drivers, unaware they were transporting a dismembered corpse, confirmed that Petra Crystal Grungreif had hired them for the delivery. Following their leads, police made a horrifying discovery: a large industrial freezer containing Mac's dismembered corpse, frozen and concealed in plastic bags. Beside it lay the brutal tools used in the crime: a blood-stained chainsaw and hedge clippers, the cutting teeth on both bearing the evidence of a merciless execution. Another critical error involved Brinkman's speedboat. Between July 8th to the 9th, the killers attempted to move the speedboat to the Ocean Marina Pier, but were turned away due to the missing boat registration. Moving the boat to a house on Phra Tom Nak Soi Ha bought the police the time they needed. CCTV footage later revealed Brinkman and Udine purchasing fishing gear, confirming their plans for sea disposal. The arrests followed in rapid succession. Police first apprehended Brinkman at a Bangkok pub known to be frequented by members of the Outlaws motorcycle club. Next, Grungreif surrendered through her lawyer after learning of Brinkman's fate. Finally, Udine was arrested on July 12th in Kanchanaburi as he tried to flee to Myanmar. With 3 suspects in custody and a 4th accomplice identified as the money launderer, investigators had assembled a solid case against Mac's killers. Inside Pattaya Remand Prison, one of Thailand's maximum security facilities, the 3 defendants awaited trial. But behind bars, a different kind of threat emerged. Udine claimed he wasn't just another suspect. He was a marked man. He insisted that Brinkman had threatened him during the crime. But was he truly in danger, or was he trying to escape the fate only he would face? The Thai justice system presented 2 choices: confess and face life imprisonment, or deny the charges and risk the death penalty. The court had a wealth of evidence to rely on, including witness testimonies, forensic findings, and CCTV footage that tied all the suspects to Mac's abduction, murder, and the concealment of his dismembered corpse stuffed into a freezer. During the trial, Olaf Thorsten Brinkman and Petra Crystal Grungreif confessed their roles in Hans Peter Mac's murder. The court considered their confessions useful as they clarified their roles and detailed the sequence of events leading to the crime. Shahrukh Karim Udine repeatedly insisted on his innocence throughout the trial, a stance that would ultimately seal his fate. Whether he was truly innocent or not, refusing to confess proved to be a fatal mistake. He maintained that he had been forced into the crime under duress, while his family argued he was being framed as a scapegoat. The trial culminated in December 2024 with the Pattaya Provincial Court sentencing the 3 main suspects for their roles in the brutal murder. The court initially handed down death sentences to all 3 defendants. However, after confessing, Brinkman and Grungreif had their sentences reduced to life imprisonment, as the court deemed their testimonies valuable to the case. Udine, on the other hand, refused to admit guilt, a decision that left him with no leniency. Whether he was truly innocent or not, his silence cost him his life. In a related case, German national Enrico was sentenced to 6 years in prison for laundering money stolen from Mac. Though not directly involved in the murder, his role in handling the stolen funds tied him to the crime. With the final verdicts delivered, the case that had shocked both Thailand and the international community was officially closed. The only silver lining for Odin? The last execution in Thailand took place on June 18, 2018. For now, Odin remains on death row while Brinkmann and Grungreif serve life sentences. The case marked another significant moment in Thailand's crackdown on foreign criminal organizations. While justice was served in the Mac case, his story is just one glimpse into the darker realm of Thailand's justice system. For every conviction that makes headlines, countless other cases vanish into legal limbo, where truth and guilt are not always so clear-cut. But what happens when you're not the perpetrator, you're the accused? Kevin, another expat in Thailand, understands that nightmare firsthand. Unlike Mac, Kevin survived, but his fight wasn't for justice, it was for his own freedom. Falsely accused of murder, Kevin found himself trapped in a legal system where innocence is lost with no guarantee of survival. Kevin's memoir, Kingdom of Trials, pulls back the curtain on what it means to face the Thai justice system when the odds are stacked against you. If Mac's case revealed the violent underbelly lurking beneath Thailand's paradise, Kevin's story exposes what happens when that same paradise turns against you. Discover his story. The link is in the description below.